Hello and welcome back to Joel the Entertainer Show. Well, if you like my channel, share, subscribe, comment and likes, anything. So, I just got back from London after handling a personal business that I need to do, and I missed the first half, and I just came in to watch the second half, and when I turned on the TV, I was shocked. We were down to 10 men because we had a sending off. One of our players who just signed, Jerome Felix, got sent off. Apparently it was a high foot tackle. So, yeah. And then we got the goal back through Koulibaly, one of our defenders who have recently, he was signed last summer, and his form has been, not John Terry-like yet. However, I think he will get to the greatness of John Terry, or even better than John Terry. So John Terry better watch out for that. Anyway, we lost 2-1 to Fulham. Congratulations to Fulham on their win, because, they have been like a posh yo-yo in the last few years. They've been, going up, being promoted from the Championship and then getting relegated down to the Championship and then up and down, up and down. But they do it in style, which is better than Norwich. So, yeah. So, I'm glad that Fulham is becoming competitive again. I know that we lost to them. All the years when we play against Fulham, always have been quite, physical derbies, but Chelsea's always seems to beat Fulham, thrash them and all that. It's just tonight, I just think we were really unlucky. And, we just got to try again, keep trying. For Graham Potter, I think he will stay in charge for the time being, because, the club has made too many changes. Our new owner, Todd Bowley, he's only been there for 7 months, but he made so many changes, trying to change the culture of the club and change the structure of how we can put in our foundations and stuff. But there is sometimes, when you have a formula, so all those cliches. I'm trying to think of one, but I can't think of it at the moment. So I think Chelsea are going to have to be, Chelsea fans like me, we're going to have to be really patient, learning to be patient. This could be our dry spell. Hopefully it won't last long. If you have been in a dry spell, you know what it's like. You get depressed, getting angry at things, angry at absolutely nothing and stuff. So I think this is Chelsea's dry spell, because we got injuries as long as my arm. We now got a suspension of a new player who just started his first ever match for the club. And it's just, I know a lot of fans will be laughing at us, but they shouldn't laugh, because, it could be your club, it could be Newcastle, it could be Arsenal, it could be Man United. Well, to be honest, Man United have been in the dry spell, so longer than anyone else, I think. Tottenham have been in a really, really dry spell as well, because, they haven't won anything, and they're just still polishing that Audi Cup they won in this pre-season, a while ago now. So, yeah, I just sort of went off topic there. I just think Graham Potter is a good manager. Okay, wasn't one of the fan who was excited by this appointment of Graham Potter to become a Chelsea manager, and now he is there. I got to support the team, support the club decision in appointing him. If they have a lot of trust and respect for Graham Potter and time, he does need time, seriously. I mean, this ain't a 48-hour thing. This could be, 2 or 3 season project to try and get things right. We got some positives, we are still in the Champions League. We are out of the FA Cup and the League Cup. And obviously we won't win the Premier League this year. So it's going to be a very tough dry spell. It's going to be very tough. So all we got to do is just chill and sit back, have a beer, and try something different for the change, and embrace the change. I know in the past, when Roman Abramovich was at the club as a Chelsea owner, one of the best and the greatest Chelsea owner, he would see, that manager hasn't won one game in 7 games. He would go, sack him, don't care, just sack him. And it sort of works, We all normally would have like a very short-term success out of it. Like for example, when Thomas Tuchel came in a very difficult time, and he won us the Champions League with that same squad there, and with the same almost kind of players there that played tonight. So there are a lot of confusion going on at Chelsea. You know what to do when there's confusion. You need to, read through the chaos and confusion and find out the facts, what's happening. That's what you need to do. So all we need to do, Chelsea fans, look at things positively. If we do look things in the positive way, we will get positive action, because we have got Crystal Palace during the weekend, and I have been talking to my cousin on the WhatsApp about Crystal Palace, their form in their season. If we don't beat Crystal Palace on Sunday, what are we doing? Sort of thing. There will be a lot more questions than getting answers. If we lose to Crystal Palace or getting thrashed by Crystal Palace, it will be a very, very low point for Chelsea. And however, I think after all the success that we won in the last 21 years, I think maybe we all needed that day. I think we are waiting for that embarrassing low point. When you're in a dry spell, you do have that embarrassing low point and thinking, what am I doing here, and all sort of thing. Maybe we needed it to sort of hopefully, make some changes, embrace changes. We are still in January. Do I think the top 4? Will we get the top 4? At the moment, the way we are playing at the moment is like relegation form. I do believe that we can finish in the top 4. It's just that once we get all the players back from injuries and from suspension and start finding different formations, different thing, and the last thing about Graham Potter, he is attack-minded manager. where all our players, well, most of our players are very defensive minded, because we had a few years, starting from Sarri to Tuchel, very defensive football. So I think that's what we're trying to do, trying to bring in attractive football, trying to be more attractive, pleasing on the eye. But sometimes attractive football don't work most of the time, as Liverpool fans found out. Sometimes you need to be relaxed and chill a little bit when you play football. So I'll see you all for the Sunday's game against Crystal Palace. I hope you all have a great Friday and a Saturday. Just drink beers. If you're on dry January, enjoy the soft drinks. And hopefully Chelsea will get out of this dry spell on Sunday. If we don't, it's going to be a long one. Have a good one, you all.